According to the math, we are getting crazier as a society. But is that true? Anthony here for D News, and I ran across some interesting mental health statistics the other day. The National Institute of Mental Health says that over a quarter of Americans suffer from a mental disorder in a year, and over half of all Americans suffer from one in a lifetime. And those stats are going up. So what is the deal here? Because that seems incredibly high, and it's got a lot of people worried that we might be over-diagnosing or over-medicating people. So there are a few theories as to what's going on. The diagnosis of mental disorders comes from the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of the American Psychiatric Association, the DSM. It's currently in its 4th edition. The DSM was created to help psychiatrists practice descriptive diagnosis. You go down a checklist of symptoms, and if somebody has them, then they're suffering from the condition indicated. But the issue comes in when you have different people looking at the same checklist. See, there's no state of normality defined in psychiatry, which is, kind of a good thing. Everyone's different. Everyone has their own little quirks. You can't define sanity levels the same way you can define normal blood pressure, but the downside is that with no normal state, everyone's basically looking for what's wrong with them. Even doctors, in looking to help you, are kind of trying to match you up with this checklist. Of course, they're also going off of all their years of study, but there are people that worry that descriptive diagnosis is just too simple a practice. There are huge feuds in the mental health community right now about whether the whole DSM is explaining things wrong and turning stuff that shouldn't be problems into mental disorders. Even the lead editor of the DSM-4 has said he thinks the guide led to overdiagnosis of ADHD, autism, and bipolar disorder. So checklists of symptoms in the hands of trained professionals are one thing, but they can be real trouble in the hands of somebody who's looking for something wrong in themselves. Self-diagnosis is a big thing. Most of us have gone online to look up either physical or mental symptoms we're having, and then we walk away from our computers thinking that we have issues that we might not really have. And that often leads us to the doctor's office. We go down our checklist, we figure out what we have for ourselves, and then you tell your doctor so he can give you the medication you read about online. 59% of the prescriptions for psychotropic drugs that fight mental disorders are written by general practitioners or family care physicians, people who aren't exactly trained mental health professionals. There's also a school of thought that says the rise we're seeing in mental health issues is just a sign of the times we live in. The idea is that we have more unhealthy stress in our lives now than ever before in history, and that's what's causing it all. There's also the idea that, hey, maybe we're just getting better at diagnosing and categorizing mental issues. Maybe the issue isn't that we're mislabeling shy people as social anxiety sufferers or energetic people as having ADHD. Maybe it's the other way around, and we were brushing off too many issues with ourselves in the past. I don't know, what do you guys think? Are mental health issues on the rise, or are we overclassifying normal experiences? Let me know down below and subscribe for more D News.